Streaming. For say a couple of minutes for people to join in because they would have just got the notification that I'm online, and then we'll begin the session. The session is going to be on what you can do in these last 3 days to crack this mathematical skills for Math 2020. I would say assumption here is that you have done some basics, right? If not advanced level of QA preparation, you are at least prepared from the basic perspective, right? And we're going to discuss how you can maximize the score in the upcoming exam. So let's wait for a couple of minutes for people to join in, and then we'll begin. In the meantime, people who are joining or have joined already, please ask any questions if they have. Let's wait for a minute more for people to join in. All right, chaliye, let's begin. So welcome everyone, people watching this live and people watching this as a recording. Welcome to the session on last 3 day strategy for mathematical skills for Math 2020. As I said, the basic assumption I have is that you are clear with the basics. If not 100% of the topic, you're done with at least 50%, 60% of the topic. And we're going to discuss what you can do in these last 3 days so that you can maximize your score, maximize your attempts to score well in this exam. Right? This is an exam in which you're asked 200 questions, out of which even if you score say 120, 125, it's considered to be a very, very good attempt. Right? Yesterday someone asked me how to get into JBIMS using math score. I would say to get into JBIMS is a challenge in itself because there are 6 seats that are for general category outside Maharashtra if you don't have Maharashtra domicile. Because if you have Maharashtra domicile, you'll be appearing for MAHCET, right? Some take you to JBIMS. If not, you'll be taking either CAT or CMAT or MAT exam to get into the college. And these 6 seats are distributed amongst these 3 exams that I just talked about, MAT, CMAT and CAT, right? So 2 seats are given for every exam. Now to get into JBIMS becomes a challenge because from every exam, you're expecting in excess of 99.98 to get a call from JBIMS. Any of these exams that you're appearing for, right? To get a score like 99.98, you have to attempt 150, 160 kind of questions, which is not easy in math. It becomes a challenge. Of course, the score itself is pretty challenging, it's pretty high and aspirational if you're not prepared well. All right, so we're going to discuss what you can do in last 3 days so that your attempt can increase by another, I would say, 10 questions in mathematical skills out of 40 questions that you have in total. Out of 40 questions, a good attempt would be, say, around 30 to 32 questions. Right, a little bit about me for you to understand where I come from, my background. It's important to understand who your educator is, giving you all these fun day and gyans of life, right? So I scored a 98.3, my CAT was on 15, and I graduated from India Gurgaon in 2018. And this is all my academic and my work experience that I mentioned on screen. You can know more about me by visiting this link, which is unacademy.com/user/Bhavuk Pujara. Talking about Unacademy Plus, we top 20-25 plus educators on the platform. Unacademy are coming live on daily basis, right? Deliver live and structured courses to you. Right now, we know that scores of all the exams are out, and you have started getting calls from these colleges that you applied for. Now the challenge begins because to get into these colleges, cracking GD and PI is not that easy, right? So we are launching a lot of courses right now to help you prepare for your GD, PI, and VAT rounds. And later, of course, we're going to start. And we still have a lot of educators who are parallelly running courses for CAT 2020 preparation. So with Unacademy Plus, you get access to all live and structured courses, lessons by all top educators, weekly quizzes, mega quiz, and doubt clearing sessions where we interact one-on-one. You can bring any doubts that you may have relevant to the topic that the educator has discussed. This was a subscription price. Looks like if you buy it for 1 month, first of all, you can take a trial for 7 days and check how it works out for you, if you like it or not. If you made a decision that you like it and you want to go ahead, so this is what the subscription price is going to be for 1 month. You have to pay 375 rupees per month and so on, as I mentioned on the screen, right? But if you use the coupon code Bhavuk Pujara, that is my full name and my profile name on the platform Unacademy, you would get a 10% instant discount. All you have to do is go to the cart, select the model, the subscription model that you have to select, that you want to buy, and type in my coupon code Bhavuk Pujara. You'll get instant 10% discount. All right, coming to the SMART exam. First, the introduction. We know there are 200 questions, right? Time suggested. Time is always 2 hours and 30 minutes. So it becomes a challenge in itself because you have to solve questions in less than a minute now, right? If you're looking for a good score. There are 5 sections: language comprehension, mathematical skills, data analysis and sufficiency, intelligence and critical reasoning, and finally Indian and global environment, which is GK, current affairs, right? They ask you questions on national and international interest. Number of questions from each section would be 40, and total there'll be 200 questions. Time suggested, that we suggest you spend on each of these sections is this: language comprehension, do not spend more than half an hour. Mathematical skills becomes a little challenging because you have to pick up the pen and paper to solve the questions, right? To find out the answer. So 1 minute each on an average per question. Data analysis and sufficiency, 35 minutes. Intelligent critical reasoning, 30 minutes. GK is a job of say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right? You either know the answer or you don't know the answer. There's no point of mulling over the question. इसका आंसर क्या हो सकता है? You don't even have to pick up the pen and paper. If it's a computer-based exam, simply mark it. Read the question, you know it or you don't know it. There's no gray area, right? Marks allotted are the same in all these sections. Total marks are 200. So 1 mark is awarded for every right answer, and -1/4 is deducted for every wrong answer. So you have to be careful with wrong attempts. If you don't know the answer, I would say leaving would be a better choice. You can take smart guesses, but if nothing works out, leave the question. All right. Topics that are asked in mathematical skills, we are only focusing on mathematical skills for math here. Topics asked are geometry, trigonometry, which is unique to math exam, ratios and proportion. And trigonometry is not even asked in a lot of other exams. ZAT asks trigonometry, and IFT asks like 1 question on trigonometry. CAT doesn't ask you questions on trigonometry. So go through the identities. I'll tell you each and every strategy for each and every topic here. What you can do in these last 3 days to make the most out of your preparation. Ratios and proportion, percentages, quadratic and linear equations, algebra, profit and loss, averages, partnership, time, speed, distance, work and time, number systems, the base, the foundation of quantitative aptitude section. SCF and LCM, and finally geometric progression and arithmetic progression. Right? Now, first of all, there's not much you can do in these last 3 days. All you can do is build on the base that you've already built. Right? You prepared for CAT exam, ZAT exam, IFT, and probably you've performed well or not well in these exams. Now you're preparing for this math exam and you realize that there are only 3 days left. Right? What you can do in these 3 days is, also revise those concepts that I'm going to tell you are important for this exam. Right? And leave other concepts out of which we are expecting, say, 1 question only or 2 questions tops. Right? We want to do those topics right now in these last 3 days, from where we're expecting like maximum number of questions. All right, the first one being arithmetic. Arithmetic includes ratios and proportion, percentages, profit and loss, averages, partnership, TSD, and work and time. Now I'll tell you, math exam is, if say CAT exam is like 10 on 10 on difficulty, math is 6 on 10 on difficulty. Right? First chapter we're discussing that is of significance here. The most number of questions that are asked are from arithmetic. I would say you can expect around 20 questions. 50% of the mathematical skills section will have questions based on arithmetic. And arithmetic is not just one word, it's not just one topic, it's a collection of various different topics. Say time and work, TSD, partnership, then averages and allegations, ratios, etc. Go through it, what this includes. Arithmetic is going to contribute 50%. Now, if you have bought books like Arihant or TMH books for CAT by Mr. Arun Sharma, or even Nishit Sinha, these are the books that I suggest that you should refer for all the aptitude exams that you're prepared for. If not, it's okay, whatever material you have, just go through LOD 1 exercises today. 3 days left. Just go through LOD 1, that is level of difficulty 1 exercises. I would say 90% or 80 to 85% of the paper is going to be LOD 1. There are going to be differentiators 15 to 20%. They're going to be a little more towards LOD 2. Not even like in the extreme of LOD 2. They're going to be just touching LOD 2, level of difficulty 2, moderate level difficulty. Math is unique in a way that 200 questions are asked in a span of 150 minutes. They understand that if they increase the level of difficulty of the questions, your number of attempts in this particular time box will reduce, and that is not what they want. They're competing on number of questions attempted. Right? So if you have all these books or any of these books or anything else plus others, if you have, go through LOD 1 exercises of arithmetic today. Right? For example, questions based on time, speed, distance, and simple questions. You don't have to get into the complex questions either. Very simple questions. The construction may be a little unique. Sometimes it may not be conventional, that is okay. But the whole idea, the whole gist of the question is going to remain the same. Right? TSD, time and work, simple questions. Partnership, simple questions. We know the concept of partnership. For example, there are 3 investors, A, B and C. उन्होंने एक कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट करा फॉर अ ईयर. ए निकल गया 3 महीने बाद, बी निकल गया 9 महीने बाद, सी रहा पूरे 12 महीना. राइट? तो जो प्रॉफिट कमाएंगे किस रेशियो में बटेगा? इट विल बी इन द रेशियो ऑफ देयर टाइम इनटू द कंपनी. जितना टाइम तुमने अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट डाली, ऑफ कोर्स उतने टाइम का ही आपको प्रॉफिट मिलेगा. अगर आप 3 महीने बाद निकल गए हो, यू वोंट गेट द प्रॉफिट फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ, you won't be get a share of the profit for the rest of these 9 months because risk was of the other 2 investors. Now you've taken out your risk. Right? Basics. Do LOD 1 questions on the topics that we discussed on arithmetic. Very important. 20 questions you can attempt very easily if you are done with this. Right? So when I say do LOD 1, I would say do around 150 questions practice today. Just 150 questions, not more. And LOD 1 questions की बात करें तो 150 questions का मतलब है अगर आप 1 मिनट भी देंगे हर क्वेश्चन को, I'm sure you've done some basics. 1 मिनट भी अगर आप देंगे तो आपका 2.5 घंटे में ये प्रैक्टिस खत्म की होगी आज के दिन. And I'm assuring you, you'll score in excess of 20 marks out of 40 in mathematical skills already. So we discussed the first important chapter, the first important topic here has been arithmetic. All these exams that we're looking at, including math, right? They're focused their attention to arithmetic more than any other section. The second one, I would say, is number systems. The questions on number systems are very easy. Find the remainder when x is multiplied by y. What is the last digit of this number, of this expression that will be given to you? Yeah, what are the last 2 digits? Right? Find the number of zeros towards the end of this expression. So questions based on these topics, remainders, number of zeros. And the base systems you can leave. Do not touch base systems if you haven't already. Okay. Then GCD or LCM and LCM. GCD is HCF and LCM. How to find HCF, how to find LCM. Then how to find HCF and LCM of fractions. So what you can do is spend 2.5 hours to 3 hours today on arithmetic, as I said. Do LOD 1 level questions. Practice these questions today. Do not go to LOD 2 questions. Moderate level difficulty में मत जाएं. Easy level difficulty पे focus करें आज. Then once you're done with that, focus on number systems. Do all these topics as I've mentioned. Remainders, last digit, number of zeros, HCF and LCM of fractions. That's it. Just focus on these topics. Right? This will ensure another 5 questions you do easily in the exam. Third, I would say, is geometry. Now, if you get time from these 2 activities, practicing arithmetic and number systems, only then focus on the topics that I'm mentioning here, starting from point number 3. Right, in these last 3 days, as we understand, you cannot do much. Right? As you saw, 60-65% of the paper will consist of arithmetic and number systems only. If you have time, if you get time beyond this, I'll say only then focus on what I'm discussing next. First one being geometry. I would say even if you don't have time to practice questions, just go through formulae. कि भैया एरिया कैसे निकालते हैं किसी पॉलीगन का, वॉल्यूम कैसे निकालते हैं किसी फिगर का. What are the formulae? Just revise these formulae, nothing else. Okay, so arithmetic, all the topics LOD 1, number systems, all the topics LOD 1, geometry, just revise the formulae, volume and area of the figures. That's it. Okay, next. Trigonometry. Math has a history of asking you at least 2 questions on trigonometry. Trigonometry, where there is heights and distances. And I'm discussing the easy topics first. I understand that there are other topics like modern math and algebra. I'm not focusing on them because people find them challenging at times, algebra especially, with a lot of variables. I'll tell you how to crack algebra questions as well whenever they appear. And out of 3 questions, you can attempt at least 1 question using that strategy. Just go through options, inject the options one by one and see if the equation satisfies. Simple. If questions are based on that. If not, I would say this is not the time to, I would say, learn algebra right now. If nothing of that sort appears in the exam, I would say leave that question. The next is trigonometry, heights and distances. Very easy questions. एक बोट चल रही है एक लेक पे, is approaching a pole or approaching an island. An island पे एक tower है, पे angle बना रहे हैं something like 30 degree and so on. What you have to do is learn the values of sine, cos, tan, 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. That's it. And these are not very tough either. जो sin 0 होता है वो cos 90 होता है, जो sin 30 होता है वो cos 60 होता है, sin 45 is equal to cos 45 and so on. And tan is just sine upon cos. So pretty easy. So what eventually you have to learn is only sin 0 to 90 degree. 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90 degree. उससे आप बाकी सारी values निकाल सकते हैं. ठीक है? So heights and distances एक बार revise कर लें. We have time, go through identities. Or I would say leave identities for now. No point. Okay, so geometry. As said, do area and volume. You can attempt another 2 to 3 questions if you are just going through these basic formulae. Trigonometry. Only heights and distances. 1 question is assured to come. Then 5th is algebra. Algebra mein I'm not gonna expect you or ask you to do anything beyond basic formulae. What are linear equations, what are quadratic equations, and how to solve using options. Solve using options in algebra. That's it. 6th, if you think that you are strong with P and C, right, do again LOD1 questions on P and C. I didn't take this before because P and C is a weak area for a lot of people. But the questions जो आएंगे math में based on P and C are going to be very, very easy because the examiners, they also understand that P and C is a challenging topic and there's no point asking complex questions based on P and C. What they're testing you is your time management skills here, not complexity of solving QA questions. Okay, and number systems I would say will also include averages and APGP. So this will lead to 7 questions. All you have to do is revise averages. What are averages? What are the different ways of finding out averages? APGP के simple formula, nothing more, nothing less. Simple formula learn कर लो और एक दो questions देख लो कैसे बनते हैं. That's it. Right? So this is what I want to discuss with you, what you can do in these last 3 days. Let's quickly revise. The first one is pick up arithmetic. Let me change the color of the pen. Pick up arithmetic. LOD1 exercises from books like Arun Sharma, Nishit Sinha, or even if you have other books like Arihant. सिर्फ LOD1 exercise उठाओ, easy level question solve करो. आज के दिन 2.5 से 3 घंटे दो और 150 question solve कर डालो practice में. That's it. Only 150 questions should be enough. Right? The number systems, pick up number systems next. Do concepts like remainders, last digit, number of zeros, HCF and LCM, averages, and APGP. Remainders देखिए कैसे निकालते हैं, एक दो questions देखिए. Last digit कैसे निकालते हैं, concept पढ़िए. Number of zeros कैसे निकालते हैं. Number of zeros is a factor of 2 into 5. How many pairs of 2 into 5 we have. HCF and LCM of fractions also कैसे निकालते हैं. Then averages के simple questions. 11 लोग दिए जाएंगे आपको, उनकी 10 की average age दी जाएगी और total average age दी जाएगी. What is the age of the 11th person, something like that. Again LOD1 questions. Then APGP, arithmetic progression, geometric progression के simple formula एक बार revise कर लें. I'm sure you know these formulae already, but quickly revise them. फिर इसके बाद अगर आपके पास टाइम बचा, अगर आपने अच्छे से कर लिया arithmetic number systems, you're already at 95, 96 kind of a percentile in mathematical skills only by doing arithmetic and number systems. अच्छे से as in not CAT level, बट LOD 1 लेवल अगर आपने अच्छे से कर लिया, यू आर एट 95-96 परसेंटाइल इन मैथ. उसके बाद अगर आपके पास टाइम बचे, आई वुड से go through geometry in a way, read only formulae right now geometry के, कि एरिया कैसे निकालते हैं पॉलीगन्स के, वॉल्यूम कैसे निकालते हैं फिगर्स के, एरियाज ऑफ वॉल्यूम के आपको फॉर्मूले पता होना चाहिए. दैट्स इट. This will help you in achieving in maximizing a score by another 2-3 questions. Then trigonometry. Trigonometry is complex as it sounds, but it's not. What I'm going to tell you is that go through heights and distances का concept. 3-4 questions solve कर लो heights and distances के in your practice before math exam. Right? उसके लिए आपको क्या learn करना पड़ेगा? Sin 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. That's it. उससे आप cos निकाल सकते हैं, उससे आप tan निकाल सकते हैं. Is particular information के basis पे you can solve one question for sure in math exam. So why not? Right? Trigonometry में बस इतना करिए इस टाइम पे, heights and distances के questions के concepts and the sign values. That's it. Then if you have time, go through algebra. Algebra, as I told you, solve using options. You don't have time to go through the depth of algebra right now. अगर आप solve using options concept use करते हैं, technique use करते हैं, I would say you would solve at least one question in the math exam very easily, right? And finally, PNC. If you think that's a weak area, leave it. If you think that आपको थोड़ी बहुत समझ में आती है probability and permutation combination, एक बारी LOD 1 के questions उठा लें. Do some 30 to 40 questions, different questions. LOD 1 shouldn't be a matter of more than 1 hour. ये चीज़ अगर आपने रिवाइज कर ली, तो PNC अगेन दिस विल लीड टू, अगर आप इतनी एक्सरसाइज कर लेते हैं, 30 से 40 क्वेश्चन प्रैक्टिस कर लेते हैं, बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स, 2 क्वेश्चन आपके अटेम्प्ट हो जाएंगे उसमें एग्जाम में. सो हाउ मच आर यू स्कोरिंग? अरिथमेटिक is the main focus. 20 questions will appear. You can do easily. Number systems, another 7 questions, 27 questions over total. Geometry, 2 to 3 questions, 29 questions. Heights and distances, 1 question. Right, so 31, then algebra 32, 34. So this is helping you achieve a score of 99.3, 99.4 plus percentile. So in these 3 days, this is what you can do to maximize your score in mathematical ability for Math 2020. All right, this is what I had to discuss with you. A short discussion, crisp discussion we had. What is going to work out for you, what is not going to work out for you, what you can leave, what you can take in for practice, for revision right now in these last 3 days. I'll keep the session open for next 2 minutes. If there's someone attending live who wants to ask a question, ask any question, any doubts. So we are open for questions. People are not joining for the information. Close the session now. Close out, and we have discussed what we had to discuss in this session today. Shubham Mehrotra, बहुत जल्दी आ गए हो आप, शुभम. But people who are joining just now, I'll say the session is over. I've kept the session open for next 2 minutes for you guys to post any questions, any doubts, any queries that you may have regarding this exam math. Right, I've discussed what you can do in these last 3 days to maximize the score in this exam. You can go through the recording later. It'll be published in next, say, 5 to 7 minutes on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions you want to ask live, please let me know. Shubham is saying hello. Hello, Shubham. अभी notification देखा, sorry, it's okay. Shubham, you can go through the recording later, right, and get back to me if you have any questions. You have been a regular to my sessions, right, so it's okay. If you have credits, you can message me on the platform Unacademy for any doubts. Anything specific you want to ask right now, live? All right. No questions, no doubts, no comments coming in. Let's close the session then. Give me a moment. All right. So we discussed what you can do in these last 3 days to maximize the score in mathematical skills for MAT 2020. People who are just joining, I would request them to please go through the recording and get back to me if they have any questions. Right? We discussed the topics that you can do right now, today and tomorrow, so that you can score right now. Also, even if your, I would say, basics are clear. I'm not saying that you should be well versed with advanced level topics. No, even if your basics are clear, this is what matters about. You can do, you can achieve a score like 99 plus percentile even today, right? All you have to do is attempt arithmetic, revise arithmetic right now, number systems, major 2 topics. Then if you have time, go through geometry, के basic formulae say area and volume of figures that we talk about. Then trigonometry में only heights and distances, right? Algebra अगर आपको छोड़नी है छोड़ दो, doesn't matter, right? All you can do is algebra का कोई question आए, so try to do it using options. There are a lot of questions in algebra that can be solved using options. In option में से value उठाओ और ऊपर equation में डालो, satisfy होती है तो good, otherwise it doesn't, right? Then move to the next option. ऐसा कोई question है, attempt it using options, otherwise leave algebra questions. You're not expecting more than 3 questions on algebra anyhow. Then PNC, if you're well versed with PNC, good. Even if your basics are clear, I would say right now practice 30 questions on PNC. Just 30 questions, and that too LOD1 level questions, easy level questions. एक बार practice कर लो, basic formula देख लो, basic applications देख लो कैसी पूछी जाती हैं PNC में, and that's it. This will lead you a score of 33 in math exam, right? 32, 33 is a 99.2 plus 3 plus kind of a percentile in math. All right, chaliye, let's close the session then. No doubts, no comments coming in. Okay, raw score for 99.9 out of 160, so out of 200, Sandeep, right? I would say raw score for 99.99 would be around 150, 160, which is not easy in math exam because of the time boxing that you have to compete in. Your performance is time boxed, right? There's a major constant, which is the time constant here. 200 questions and 150 minutes. 200 questions may, I'd say good score. I mean, 99.99 kind of a score is around 155 to 160 marks. Yeah, GK comes later, but it does matter for consideration, right? At GK, it's like GK के questions में it's like you either know the answer or you don't know the answer. There's no gray area, right? Yeah, it's percentile calculation of not calculated, but for further consideration into in admissions is calculated, right? So you have to focus on that as well. It's like that exam में जैसे होता था, GK बाद में आती है for consideration, not in calculating the percentile. But GK, you shouldn't spend more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes in GK. Okay? Yeah. Not a lot of colleges consider that, but it's so you have to perform well in that section anyhow, right? Because जो colleges straight away percentile calculation के लिए नहीं use कर रहे हैं GK will consider it later. तो बाद में पकड़े जाओगे वरना आप when they call you for the interview. And we have run multiple sessions on how to prepare for GK. चलिए, with this we close the session. Let's connect again very soon. Say tomorrow morning again to discuss what we can do to crack the GDPI rounds of the colleges that are calling you using your CAT, ZAT, IFT, and MAT kind of score. Okay, chaliye, have a good day and good luck, you guys.